Hey guys, welcome back to the ML show. And in the previous video, we looked at what is machine learning, what is AI. We dug a little bit into the process of how the machine learning pipeline is, and what are the components necessary. Um, in the previous video, I touched upon some of the real life examples of machine learning and AI and how it's being used. But today um, I want to show you some of the cutting edge technology and cutting edge techniques which are currently being employed in the world. And this is something that you can test out at home also. So let's get right to it. All right. So the first tool that we will look at is arguably the most popular AI tool right now, which is ChatGPT. Uh, it's arguably what started the AI boom and what made it so popular. Uh, but we'll go through a quick demo of ChatGPT. And essentially, what ChatGPT is it's what's called a large language model or LLM. And these LLM are able to do all sorts of things. We can talk to them in normal in our language. ChatGPT supports many languages, including English, and we can ask it any types of questions. For example, they've given us some sample questions right here, and ChatGPT can do coding, it can reason, it can do mathematics, it can answer factual questions. So let's start with one of the example questions that they've given. Write a course overview. So if you write that, so it's our prompt, which is what we are asking it to do, is to write a one paragraph overview for a course called the Psychology of Decision Making. And if we take a look at that, I'll just zoom in a little bit. It says the Psychology of Decision Making is a comprehensive course designed to unravel the intricate process that govern human choices and behavior. Delving into the intersection of cognitive psychology, behavioral economics, and neuroscience, this course explores the underlying factors that influence decision making at individual and societal levels. And it will, um, and there will be, uh, it's written this out and using its prior knowledge. We can ask it other questions. Maybe we'll start a new chat so that we start from scratch. And as you can see, we have this kind of different questions, sample questions. But let's ask it something from scratch, like who was the first president of India? Fairly simple. It's a, um and it's a factual question. So it says the first president of India was Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who served as president from January 26 to 1950, when India became a republic, until May 13, 1962. And we can ask ChatGPT follow-up questions, and it will be aware about the previous context. We can ask him, why did his presidency end? And Dr. Rajendra Prasad's residency ended on the May 13th, 1962, when his term concluded. According to the Indian Constitution, the president serves a term of 5 years. Dr. Prasad served two terms as president from 1950 to 1962. After the completion of the second term, he did not seek a re-election, and etc. etc. And as you can see, ChatGPT is quite smart. We can even ask ChatGPT to write a simple program, right? Like write hello world Python, and as you can see, it will write hello world for us. It will write the code, and plus it will help us. It will explain its step on the way on how to run it, and etc. We can even write the same code in JavaScript, and it will have this context about what was written in Python, and it will write the same and give the same instructions for JavaScript. And that's pretty much ChatGPT. Now let's move on to the next tool. All right. So the next tool that we're going to look at is a product by Ellevenlabs, which is a AI speech company. And so if you look at this, what it's essentially it's a text to speech model. So we can type in anything over here and it will convert it to speech. So we can say, hey, how are you enjoying this video? Don't forget like and subscribe subscribe and we can choose some kind of voice here. So for now we've chosen that, just choose Santa Claus, and we'll hit generate.
Hey, how are you enjoying this video? Don't forget to like and subscribe.
All right, so and it generated, and if we can change the voice as well, so we can, for example, say Bill. Let's give that a look.
Hey, how are you enjoying this video? Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And so this is pretty cool. Before to give such an output, you would have to. It was almost impossible for a machine to do so. There's a lot of other voices that we can try out.
Hey, how are you enjoying this video? Don't forget to like and subscribe.
There's also a bunch of settings that can be changed. Um, and now let's move on to the next tool. All right, so the next tool that we're going to look at is the Stable Diffusion AI image generator. Um, and so this is essentially a text to image model. So we can put in some kind of prompt here, and um, it will generate an image for us. So we can say the New York skyline at sunset. Fairly basic prompt. If we ask it to generate, it will take some time. Uh, but once it's generating, we'll hopefully have an image which resembles our prompt. Alright, so I fast forwarded here. It was taking a little bit of time, but as you can see, it's done exactly that, and it's a very realistic picture. It's really nice, if you just look at the reflection, it's quite detailed. It reflects the sun. Um, this is quite realistic. This is something that would happen in our normal cameras. The clouds up here, they have really high detail. You can zoom in a little bit more, better to see. You can see the detail on the building is quite nice. It has there is some the artifacting with the pictures a little bit grainy, but overall just the details and uh, the fidelity is quite nice. All right, so now let's move on to our next tool. All right, so the next tool that we're going to have a look at is an image to video tool by RunwayML. And essentially what it does is that it takes an image as an input, and it will convert that image into a video. So for this demonstration, I have selected this image, and when we feed that, just drag and drop this image onto it. We'll give it a second to load. Alright, now once that it's loaded, we can click generate 4 seconds, which will create a 4-second clip of the image. So we'll have it generate. It's going to take some time, and we'll wait for it to be completed, and then we'll take a look at the results. All right, so I have the video has just completed generating, and I have downloaded a copy of it so it is easier to view. So we'll open that, make it a little bit bigger so that you guys can see. And if we run this, it's quite nice, right? There is a little bit of artifacting, uh, I think maybe we can get a better result out of it. So I'm going to run it through the machine learning model one more time. It may sometimes take a little bit of tweaking. Um, we can play around a little bit with the settings, uh, and then once that is done, uh, we can if we have a look at this video. I'll tweak the settings a little bit, and then we'll look at a result. Alright, so after tweaking the settings a little bit, this is the video that I have gotten out. So if we look at it, it's quite good. It's not the best. The resolution is not great. It looks kind of animated. The color is shifting to something a little bit unnatural, maybe. But overall, like the quality is really nice, and it's quite amazing that we have been able to do so much, and that it's able to retain and understand the context of the picture. So now we'll move on to our final example. Yeah, let's go. All right, so the next tool that we're going to look at is called Audiocraft, or from Meta's research team, and it is essentially a text to audio um, text to audio generator. So we can give it some kind of prompt for the music that we want as output, and it will hopefully create it. So let's give it a basic prompt. Let's say modern hip hip hop music with a little bit more with a little bit more bass. And if we submit, it's going to take a little bit of time to process the prompt and generate the music. This is a tool that runs locally, so it's not hosted. You have to download the code, you have to run the code on your machine, it generates the music on your machine. Um, and we'll be back with the output. Alright, so it took some time, and but we have the result uh, of the model, and we can listen to it now. So it's not bad. It can definitely be better. I've been able to produce better examples with a better prompt. It usually takes a little bit longer to generate something of a better quality. And the parameters can also be tweaked a little bit to get a better output. But it's quite good. And yeah, now let's get to the conclusion. Alright, so we have looked at a lot of examples today, and we have covered pretty much the three main types of data. There is image, there's text, and there's audio. And we've looked at the connections between them. We've looked at image to image. We've looked at text to image. We've looked at text to audio, and how it connects. And looked at text to text as well. Um, and this is like the cutting edge of what is going on in AI right now, and this is just the surface of what AI covers. There is a lot more complex stuff which is happening, and AI is also a lot less complex than this. And so in the next video we will look at one of those examples. We're going to start with linear regression in the next example, in the next video, and we'll go on from there. Yeah, well, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful, and see you in the next one.